a fire alarm at the school and sit next to him. Tell me what the cop's going to tell you. You were with him.
What happened to innocent until proven guilty?
Great analogy, by the way.
Well, the jury of his peers didn't think he was innocent. So.
Yeah, they did. They proved him innocent the first time.
NFL Players Association still fighting for him, even though Brady said he's not going to go to court. The NFL Players Association
Someone
still
didn't like him.
How could Big Ben go rape someone and not even get suspended?
Because he's black.
He did. He did rape. He raped. I can't argue with that, man.
Is it rape if it's in her mouth? Is it rape then? Because she can bite.
No,
Is it rape when it's in the mouth?
Oh, sorry. Big Ben was just suspended.
She was
from
held
bathroom
down,
stalls.
and she was definitely.
Okay, my bottom line is these guys are going to argue because they're fucking Patriots. My bottom
I'm
line
not a
is
Patriots fan. I'm a Jets fan.
okay. So a crime was committed. An offense was committed. He got acquitted. He got convicted. He should do what his punishment is. That's all I
Then
care.
he was acquitted, but
because
Roger
he's
Goodell-
Brady.
No, it's not because he's Brady. It's not because he's Brady. Number one, if you're going to say he did the crime in the NFL rulebook is that if you commit that crime, the max penalty, is $250,000 fine.
So somebody's done this before?
Yes, I actually have the two names to tell you.
Okay.
Really?
Yes.
It's so.
Yeah, but was it during a playoff?
Former Super Bowl winning quarterback Brad Johnson has admitted to paying ball boys to deflate the ball. Another
what does it
one.
do though? Is it easier to catch? Can you do that?
Easier to grip.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
David Carr. Carr, like several other quarterbacks, said Denver was one of the toughest places to play and often admitted to telling the ball boys to deflate the football.
Here's how you get rid of that problem. Don't use the team's balls.
They've already fixed the problem. It's not going to happen again, ever.
Here's the
No
problem.
way.
So Aaron Rodgers admitted to overinflating the footballs because it's easier for him. So why is Brady just being the GOAT of the whole thing?
They got to make a stance, and he's a big name person.
All right,
That's
exactly.
it.
If they tried to make their stance. The NFL Players Association proved that it was an unworthy suspension,
Okay.
and then Roger Goodell was trying to put on his big boy
All right.
pants and took it back to court.
So that's fine. So an injustice was made, just like all the bad plays, like when the Cowboys could have went to the playoffs, and that ball was ruled out of bounds. Not going to go there.
It's a whole
But
cheating thing
it's something
with the
that was
Patriots,
done.
man.
Now take your punishment.
Well, cheating.
Patriots are pretty. They get
But they're
accused
not.
of cheating.
Spygate.
Yeah.
Spygate. Do you know? Hang on. I want to know if you actually know what Spygate was.
Why would he
What is
just-
Spygate?
Ask Hillary.
I believe it's when the Steelers
Look at Jerry's
practices.
up your ass.
The Steelers practices when they were at Heinz Field were videotaped. They caught the Patriots bringing a guy in with a camera to
Which you are allowed to
videotape
do.
the
which,
other team's practices.
Which you are allowed to do. Do
You
know
pretty much
why
do
they
whatever
were-
Oprah tells
do
you
know
to,
why they got punished for it? Because you're
no.
allowed to videotape their practices. They were just doing it from the wrong spot.
Please pull down your underpants.
Instead
You
of
mean the
being
wrong okay,
instead of being on the corner of the stadium, they were in the middle of the stadium. That is all
So
they did
you're
wrong.
telling me, and I swear to God, I don't know what team is that they were allowed to come in and
You're allowed to
videotape a
yes.
team's private practice.
Yes,
really?
you can Google
so
it. You're
why
allowed
did they
to.
make such a big deal about it?
Because
if that's
it's the
rule,
Patriots.
It's the Patriots. That's what it comes down to the end of the day. If it was
Yeah.
the Cowboys, it'd be the same
But
crap.
that's not allowed today, though. Was it just then?
Yeah,
or
no,
like-
they
No,
can
it's
still
still-
do it.
it's still allowed.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I changed my mind. The Patriots are a good team. Do you have another shirt I can wear? I'm going to take my Steelers shirt off and I won't wear a different shirt. I take one of these from the supply. That's,
Hey,
We got some
a
Red
couple-
Sox
We got
jerseys.
some jerseys over here.
they convinced me. You know, these
Hey, no, but wait a minute.
Hey, do you guys
no, he wanted to argue. So wait a minute.
Hang
so
on.
an offense was committed. Wait, Robbie, you get bacon.
No,
balls.
I'm letting you talk.
All right. An offense was committed. Stop with the fucking dragging it through the mud. It's done. Get it over with. You're not going to beat a court system. Get it over with. Shut the fuck up. Guess what? After all that shit he did, he still, what did he say at the end? I'm not going to win. I'm just going to take it like I'm fucking supposed to. It's only 4 games. It's not going to make or break the
That's
team.
only
games is
4
a quarter
games
of
a
the
lot.
season.
That's a lot
But
of
it doesn't
games,
make
man.
or break your playoff fucking.
Oh, absolutely.
yeah,
it does.
Absolutely does. Absolutely does, man.
many
I got to
games
tell
has
you.
he had?
Cowboys made it
Listen.
last year, and they were, what, 5-8?
Selfishly, okay, because the Patriots own the Steelers, I'm thrilled with 4 games because I think it gives the Steelers an edge. So as a fan, I can tell you I'm thrilled with
Does
4
the 4
games.
games include a bye week? or no?
I'm
No.
thinking, okay, they're going to go what?
Our
I'm hoping
first-
for 1-3.
Who's this fucking Bose?
0-4, 1-3. That's going to hurt them if they start off that way.
You're live on PPRN.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
It's Storytime Bob.
What's up, Bob?
Well,
Turn your radio
the
down.
biggest thing,
Turn your
the
radio down.
biggest reason that Brady was suspended was because he obstructed the investigation by destroying his phone.
Which
he didn't destroy his phone.
Hang on. Bob, turn your radio
which I
down.
have the response to that. Which the NFL Players Association instructed him to do because the NFL Players
And
Association
that's destroying evidence, which is obstruction of the investigation.
NFL Players
That's
Association
why he
told
got
him to do.
suspended.
Which the
Well,
NFL Players Association told him to do.
They shouldn't have told him to do it.
They still got the text messages because they were able to contact the provider. Why do they need the physical phone?
He obstructed the
but
investigation.
they ended up with what they wanted anyway because they contacted the provider.
look,
It's like
I'm-
contacting
I'm
AT&T.
not going to
It's the same
convince you,
thing.
but he broke the law, broke the rules, and that's, and he obstructed the investigation.
Brady haters
Did you
gonna
speed
hate
on
the
your way
law.
home yesterday? Do you deserve to be suspended for 4 games? He broke the
I
law.
didn't
if he
even hear
sped.
that.
If he sped
you-
down the highway, he broke the law. Are you going to be
That's
suspended?
not the.
Is he going to be
what he
suspended
does
for
on the
4 games
road.
for that?
Who gives a fuck what he does on the road?
Who cares what he did with his phone? They got what they wanted from the phone anyway. So what matters what happens to the actual phone?
Yeah, okay. So the fact that he obstructed the investigation,
Which he did
has
not
no
do.
impact
They
for
got
you.
what they
NFL
wanted.
Players
Well,
Association
that's
were not
because
going to let him hand
you're a
the phone
Brady
over.
To get him.
You're a Brady fan. That's it.
One
I'm not a
person
Brady
speaking
fan, I'm a
is not
Jets
a Brady fan.
I'm a Jets fan.
That's really awkward because the Jets hate the Patriots. So, point invalid.
Listen, you're going to give this old man a heart attack. He's right. He's right,
pissed.
though.
He's not
pissed
right.
off.
Bob, did you hang up? Oh, he hung up, fucker.
He had enough.
Did he hang up?
was.
I hope he
got
didn't
his
hang up.
not
What's
business.
right.
up, Bob?
He didn't.
Bob, call back,
He
fucker.
didn't like the way that the young crew.
No, he
was
must. Maybe he didn't pay his track
It
phone
was
bill.
3 against 1. There.
He's right, though.
He's not right.
What do you mean he's not right?
He's an
Players
angry man.
Association going in. Even if Brady had his phone, it was still intact. The Players Association said you are not to give the NFL your phone. Why is he not to give the NFL his phone? Because it sets a precedent. So the next guy, who cares what it's about? It could be about domestic violence. It could be about anything. They're not allowed to give their phone because it sets the precedent that the next person has to do so.
I kind of agree with that. I wouldn't want to give my phone to anyone. It's none of their goddamn business.
What-
Exactly.
What? Wait a minute. But that's just like going to the projects and all the people start running. If you have nothing to hide, why not?
Because it sets the precedent. It sets the precedent for the next guy. It's the same. It is court. It's the U.S. court. It's the same exact thing with
What
with
are
the
they going to
abortions.
find on your phone, though? Pictures of Brian naked? Or
It
what?
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's the
I hope
privacy.
not.
It's the whole thing about the United States with privacy. It's the same thing.
You're that guy that's going to yell at the cop and say, "You can't pull me over. I'm not drinking."
No,
You're
that's
that
not
guy,
me.
ain't you? No.
No,
Okay.
it's you're. If you don't understand, I'm not going to get it through your head.
But but they've been accused of cheating in the past.
in which we just went over Spygate, which was bullshit. It was
Yeah.
way exploited.
Seemed like it was.
But the Cowboys do nothing wrong, but yet they're the America's worst team.
Let me tell you something.
We
Cowboys
haven't-
back in the
I never said
90s
anything
But we haven't-
also were.
But we have
and,
endured this
hold
bullshit
on,
for
hold
years.
on. The
Now you guys are
Cowboys
getting
have
it.
gone through things in the 90s too with Spygate, which I recently saw, and PEDs, including Emmett Smith and Michael Irvin.
All right, Bob, did you calm down?
He wasn't
I'm not.
upset.
I'm not worried about it.
Okay.
He's not. He's
I
making
don't, yeah,
legitimate
somebody
points.
who wants to rewrite history.
Uh-huh.
I don't bother wasting my time trying to argue with them.
Rewrite history, huh?
Listen, they're
Interesting.
Patriots fan, Bob. I can understand their frustration, but as a Cowboy fan, we have to endure all the bullshit like the
Yeah, I
Romo
understand.
jokes
'Cause
and
you
all
guys,
that shit.
you guys called the FBI because you found this white line. I guess it was. They thought it was cocaine, but it was just the goal line. You'll never see it again, so don't worry about it.
Just like the gay bar joke, whatever. Whatever.
Cowboy. Yeah.
But we endure the bullshit all the time, so all of a sudden Pretty Boy Brady gets fucking chewed out or called out, and everybody's up in arms.
Romo-
Romo's
called
not
out
getting
for
an
his whole
unworthy
career.
4-game suspension. Everyone just doesn't like him. No one likes Brady. I don't.
No,
say a
he's just
word.
getting his collarbone broken, getting the whole season taken out because people hate him so much.
And people take cheap shots on Brady. Brady gets
They
up and
take
smiles.
Everyone gets cheap
That's
shots.
true.
It's
He
not
does.
just-
He does
it's
get up and
Pete.
smile.
He's not as
Pete.
beefy as Brady. I'm
Pete,
sorry.
it's not just Romo gets cheap shot. Every quarterback gets
I know, I
cheap
know.
shot.
Look
at
Drew
Russell
Brees,
Wilson
do you
last
remember
week-
when he
last
got
year.
cheap shot and people are saying his neck made him look like a giraffe after he got cheap shot by the 49ers?
Yeah.
Anyone who's good in the NFL gets cheap shot.
Yeah, and Raplesberger. I mean,
Look at
Roethlisberger. He gets
Antonio
a lot.
Ravensburger.
He
What
get
happened-
cheap shot
Brian,
a lot because
Brian.
he's a monster.
What happened to Antonio Brown last postseason
Cheap
against
shot.
Cincinnati?
Yep. Headshot by what's his name there? And
The
and
linebacker. for
Bob,
Cincinnati, I don't know
Bob,
the name.
listen, I'm with you, buddy. I love you, Bob. I understand what you're saying. I really do.
Go Cubs.
But you're not going to argue with. Listen, Patriots fans are worse than Eagle fans. You're not going to argue with.
That
They're
is
always
not
right.
facts. That is
I'm
not
not a
facts.
Yeah, he's not
He's
a
not a
Patriots
Patriot,
fan.
and I have
You're
to
still
say,
a
Brian,
you're still
Brian is a Steelers fan, hates the Patriots, and says that our argument is right.
I have to say,
because you're all AFC fucking fans. That's the problem.
Oh,
Gotta
yes,
understand
yes.
something. The whole thing is
I
a farce,
respect
and the
P-Man.
reason
I think what they say is
the courts aren't dealing with it is because it would be rewriting the NLPA agreement.
Which Goodell broke.
No,
So
he didn't.
Yes, he
Yes,
did.
he did.
The most.
Oh, how
the
did he break it?
Because the biggest penalty for deflating a
got
football
nothing to do
is
with it.
Yes, it does.
That's got nothing to do with it.
Christ.
Yes,
What does it
if-
not have
if
to
The
do with
reason
this?
it's
This is what
not
we're
Bob,
even being
Bob,
heard
Bob,
is
hold
because
on. Listen,
No, you
the first
need to
punishment
understand
is
that he is
$250,000. He's getting a
based on
4-game
the
suspension.
labor agreement
let the
to
caller
be the final arbitrator in all cases.
I got to be the referee in this one. Bob, state your case, and then Robbie and Travis will state yours. Go ahead, Bob. Go.
But no, I've already stated my case.
Okay.
If they've
Okay,
overtalked
then
it,
allow
that's
me
their
to
problem.
restate what Travis said earlier.
overtalked it, that's
The first offense for deflating a football is
got nothing to
250.
do with that. The whole appeal-
Listen! Stop interrupting me. I let you talk. Now it's my turn. $250,000 is the first offense. Tom Brady, because of his name and who he is in the NFL,
Easy, breathe,
is getting
breathe,
a 4-game suspension. How is that justified? You explain to me how that's justified that he doesn't get fined $250,000
Because he obstructed the
instead of 4 games.
investigation.
Which-
You
He
chose
did
to
not.
ignore that, and that's okay.
Which-
But he obstructed the investigation. He did not cooperate.
So that gives them the right to skip over their rule book that you're saying he broke the rules in the rule book.
He,
So
that's
they're
another,
allowed to break the rule in the rule book
breaking
that they
another
wrote.
rule.
How is it not breaking the rule? They wrote a rule for the fault that Brady's accused of. They
They're
wrote a
breaking
rule
the
for
wrong
that.
rule.
They wrote the
And
rule for
but
what he's
he
going to get.
obstructed the investigation.
So they get to
You
skip
don't-
over
you-
the rules and
okay,
make a
you
new
don't
rule.
see it as two different events, but
No,
it is
so
two
what you're-
different events.
So you're
all right,
trying
now
to
I
say
see
he
it.
obstructed justice.
Now
So
I
then
see
you're
it.
saying he should be thrown in prison. That's completely different. We're talking
No,
about
I-
the game of NFL. Why should he be suspended for 4 games?
Hey, look, I'm not the person who set Goodell up as the final arbitrator and the final decider in these things.
The final decider is the
players
rule
did.
book.
Now they don't like it.
The final decider is the rule book, not Goodell. Goodell just says if he's
No,
guilty or
Goodell
not.
is the final decider. That's
Goodell-
what when it comes to an appeal, he is the final appeal. Go read the players' agreement.
No, he appointed himself.
because he
Oh,
already
you
came out
starting
in
to
media
piss
and
me
said
off,
that
you
he's
little
not
pygmy
going
son of a bitch.
he's not going to.
No. You guys need to go read the agreement
We have
because the agreement specifies that he is the final arbitrator.
and he's
Okay?
come out and said
The
that he's not
players
gonna take himself off.
approved that agreement. They don't like it now.
They didn't
So
like
they're
it when
trying
they
to
were striking
overturn it.
either.
They don't like
And
it now because
nothing's
he's
going to
abusing his
happen
power.
because why do you think the courts refused to review it? They got it right in the second district.
So they had to get it right the second time. They couldn't get it right the first
Right,
time.
because the appeal court blew it. They made a decision on the not on the facts of the case instead of the facts of the agreement.
They made
And
a
that's
sounds like
what the
rewriting
whole,
history to me.
that
I
was
don't
the
know.
only chance they had to overturn it.
They made a
was that he
decision based on
violated
proving
the
him-
agreement.
You're innocent.
He
until
didn't
proven
violate
guilty.
the agreement.
They didn't prove him guilty, so they called him innocent. That's why they didn't.
Look,
indict him the
they
second
proved
time.
him guilty enough.
They went off a report.
And, you know, it doesn't
never
matter.
was factual.
Why are you yelling?
It doesn't matter.
Why are you yelling?
Second time around's better
It doesn't
than
matter.
the first time. Oh,
Okay, and the courts and the Supreme Court is going to support the second district court. Okay, because there was no violation of the labor agreement.
Which there was.
But Bob, before I don't want you to have a heart attack. I need you Tuesday. Listen,
he's doing great, I think.
I love Bob. Breathe. The problem is, everybody's going to have an argument. Here it is. We're in the United States. You commit an offense, Martha Stewart. You commit an offense. You get convicted. You do the crime. Period. Stop fucking saying he deserves this, he deserves that. It's just it doesn't make any sense. Martha Stewart. There isn't a person in this world that wouldn't have took an inside trader's tip. I'll tell you what. I wish I was a fly on the wall when they were going to launch Pokemon Go. Their stock went from $1 to $290 in one day. It's an offense that was committed. He needs to take his medicine. These people that are right now, he's going to come back angry with a vengeance. I know what you're saying, Travis.
No, I want to summarize it real quick.
All right, go ahead.
So, in summarization, he deflated the ball, which was the max penalty of $250,000. Okay. Then he obstructed, quote unquote, obstructed. However, it was told he didn't obstruct because the NFL Players Association told him not to give over the phone, so there was no obstruction. And then summarization.
Yes, there was.
But they
Players
have a warrant?
Association didn't have the right to do
Yes,
that.
they did.
Let him say his point, and then you can say yours.
NFL Players Association told him not to hand over his phone, so he went and